Greetings to you, my dear fellow educators. My name is Merlian D. Solomilio, and my task today is to share some insights about motivational theories, particularly on the school head's duties and responsibilities. Educational researchers have long recognized the role of motivation in learning and have studied motivation from various perspectives. Their efforts have produced a rich foundation of motivational theories, and now we will be discussing two of these theories and their integration. But before that, allow me first to open this discussion with a definition of the term motivation. So, what is motivation? Motivation refers to a state of being moved to do something, a movement that drives a person's behavior. A person without motivation feels no inspiration to learn a new behavior and will not engage in any learning activities. Motivation also has been defined as a desire or disposition to engage and persist in a task. It is also all about the why of individual behaviors. There are entire books, courses, and even fields of study focused on understanding motivation, but it is all based on the same fundamental question: why do we do the things we do? Workplace motivation can be broken down into two categories: intrinsic and extrinsic. But let us first discuss intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the act of doing something without any external reward. Intrinsically motivated people can look back on their journey and feel fulfilled regardless of the final outcome. Intrinsic motivation represents all motivational drivers that focus on internal rewards. People who are motivated intrinsically engage in an action or set out to achieve a goal because it is internally satisfying or rewarding. Typically, the action or achievement of the goal itself is the motivating factor rather than the reward at the end. Well, for example, if you want a promotion, not because of the salary, but because you're excited to learn new things and take on more responsibility, this is an act of intrinsic motivation. Using another example, if you volunteer to become the school mathematics coordinator because you are confident that you have the capacity to become one, then it's intrinsic motivation too, even though it's affecting people outside of yourself. There are factors that affect intrinsic motivation, and here are the following factors that can both increase or decrease your intrinsic motivation. First, we have the new knowledge or skills. People who are internally motivated are often motivated by the acquisition of new skills or learning experiences. A thirst for knowledge, for example, is a classic internal motivator. Second is engagement and accomplishment. While this might seem like an external motivator, people are typically motivated by their own accomplishments and the active participation in their life trajectory and career path. The third one is praise or positive feedback. Studies show that people are more likely to self motivate if they either have positive internal self talk or are praised by people they respect. So, if you want to increase your intrinsic motivation, make sure you have a positive view of yourself, as well as surround yourself with positive people. Next is sincerity. You have a better chance of being intrinsically motivated if you're honest regarding how you feel when pursuing a goal or desire. If you feel insincere, you might quickly become demotivated. At the same time, other people can increase your intrinsic motivation by being sincere with their feedback. If you want to increase your internal motivation, find people who give you honest feedback that helps you in the pursuit of your goal. The next motivational theory that we will encounter today is extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is doing something that is driven by external rewards such as money, fame, recognition, and position. It also represents motivational drivers that focus on external rewards, like getting a raise or avoiding punishment. For example, if you're motivated to get a promotion because of the expected salary increase, this is an act of extrinsic motivation. Here are the key factors that can either increase or decrease your extrinsic motivation. Number one, raises, commissions, and bonuses. The classic extrinsic motivator is money or wealth. If you want to motivate yourself or those around you externally, try to achieve higher earnings. Second, completion or contingent rewards. These represent rewards given to you for the completion of a task or based on your historical performance. Raises, commissions, and bonuses technically fall under this umbrella, but completion or contingent rewards can be anything from money. The third one is unexpected rewards. These represent rewards that you did not expect to receive. For example, if your boss gives you a raise out of the blue, it might motivate you to work hard in the hopes another unexpected reward is on the horizon. The fourth one, fame or exposure. If you expect that a goal or course of action results in fame or increased exposure to people you respect or want to know better, then your extrinsic motivation will be higher. Which is better between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation? Many would say that intrinsic motivation is better than extrinsic motivation. This is because intrinsic motivational factors, such as the desire to learn, are directly within your control. Conversely, extrinsic motivational factors are somewhat based on the actions of others and are outside of your control. If you can muster the internal drive to achieve something, it is better to use that than wait for some external factor to motivate you. For example, being a teacher, motivating yourself through your passion for the profession is better than trying to motivate yourself through the fear of being a failure. However, this is not always true. The fact that intrinsic motivation is typically better than external motivators doesn't mean that extrinsic motivation isn't important. While intrinsic motivation is more within your control, there are times when you can't muster the internal drive to take action or achieve something. In these cases, it's important to seek external drivers that can motivate you. For example, if you want to get promoted in your job but know you lack the internal drive to perform your duties, this gives you an external reason of getting a higher salary. The result is positive, but the motivating factor is external. However, almost no one is solely motivated by either internal or external rewards. Instead, we typically have some combination of both that motivates us, which isn't only okay, but is actually the best strategy available. Finding the right balance between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation maximizes your overall motivational force. For example, if you actively want a promotion because the job will bring on new challenges and learning experiences, and you also want it because there is a pay raise, then you are maximizing your motivation. In this way, it is important to pursue things that are both internally and externally rewarding. However, you can also use extrinsic motivation to increase your intrinsic motivation. If you can be completely self motivated, no one will be able to strip you of your desire to succeed in the arena of your choice. People who are self motivated are typically happier with the achievement of their goals and desires than people who are strictly motivated by external factors. For example, if you get true enjoyment out of your current job as a teacher one, you might just be happier than the person striving to become a school head or a supervisor instead, just because of the stock option that come along with it. And that is all for my report today. Let me leave to you a quote from Napoleon Hill: whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and have a good day.